Yo, 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 peace and blessings. What's good, family? Sending you love, sending you good vibes. I am driving to the mountains right now to go on a beautiful sunny hike on a Monday early afternoon. Feeling blessed. Wanted to share some thoughts that have been coming to my mind, coming to my heart real quick. So, a concept that I'm putting into practice more and more that's been benefiting me quite a lot is the notion of giving up the good to go for the great. A lot of times we block greatness because we're so attached to goodness. We block great opportunities from coming in because we're just like so stuck on these like good opportunities. We're stuck on things that are decent, they're good. It's one thing to leave something horrible to go for something better. That's pretty easy. But to leave something that's actually pretty good because you feel like there's something even better out there for you, that takes real courage. And there's just so many examples that I could give you where I've just like said no to something that seemed like a really good thing in order to go for something that was just way better, that just felt more aligned. And a lot of times it was like I didn't know why I was saying no. Like it seemed foolish to say no to an opportunity when there's no other opportunities on the table. But every time I say no to something that's not like fully aligned, something better comes in. Just one example happened like a couple days ago. I got hit up by the most successful, most notable DJ in the whole state, in the whole region. And he invited me to perform on one of the shows that he's throwing. I said no because it was not a paid show. And my ego or my scarcity mindset might have thought like you'd be stupid to turn down this opportunity to build with like the most successful guy that's super connected, to play at a really legit venue. There's probably going to be a good amount of people there. Could probably get your name out and like, make some new fans, and you probably have a great time. But I said no, just because I felt like, I'm trying to put boundaries in place, and one of the boundaries that I have is no more performing for free. I'm not doing free shows. I'm a professional musician. I deserve to get compensated well because, I've paid my dues, and I just do. So I said no to this show, even though there was no other opportunities coming up that whole month, and, ego. I keep seeing airplanes everywhere. I swear when I'm aligned, I just see so many airplanes because I'm on the frequency of taking off and traveling and flying. But anyway, god damn it. Little Cottonwood Canyon, Utah is just so gorgeous. The sun is shining, glistening, sparkling diamonds on the snow. It's so blessed. But anyway, I said no to this show, and then the very next day, I got reached out to by another very successful promoter offering me to open for a legendary artist that I've looked up to for my whole life. And I perform with this artist a lot. They go by the name of Zion I Crew. I've performed with them a bunch, and just Zombie's like one of my favorite people on earth. But I got offered this show that is paying me, that I have a longer set at, that's with an artist that I look up to on an amazing day. And I would have not been able to take that show if I had said yes to the previous opportunity. So I got a good opportunity, but I declined it because I felt like there was a great opportunity bubbling up somewhere. And I said I'm willing to turn down good opportunities to stay open for great opportunities, because if I fill my calendar with a bunch of good opportunities, then a great opportunity comes around and I don't have the space for it. So I feel like I created this space, and it was like an act of faith on my higher self. I'm working on being patient right now. I'm driving up the canyon, and normally like I go like 60 up this thing. Car in front of me is going like 20 miles an hour, and it's killing me right now. But it's a beautiful practice of patience. I heard that if you're feeling impatient, then you're out of alignment. And that's so true, because like divine timing is so real. Everything happens for a reason and happens exactly how it's supposed to. It's just funny when people that are from like out of state probably come up these canyons and they're all terrified and all the locals are like, big lines piling up behind them. All the locals are like, what the fuck are you doing, son? Let's go. But it's a beautiful practice in patience. Like, I'm trying to make my whole life a meditation, live my whole life mindfully, to where, you know, like my older programming, get all frustrated and be like, oh, why are you going so slow? And like, now I just laugh at it, and I laugh that my ego even is frustrated by it, and I say, hey, this is a beautiful opportunity to practice a higher level of patience. But anyway, that's a little side tangent. I love that I decided to start recording these episodes on my phone, so I can record them like times like this while I'm driving, and I'm turning my car is already a mobile university, kicking me knowledge, but it's also now becoming like a mobile platform for me to share knowledge as well. It's beautiful. But you have to give up good opportunities, or, you know, even good relationships. Like, you've known people for years and it's always been good, but it's not really propelling you. Maybe the relationship's sort of stagnating. It's not really lighting you up and taking you to the next level that you're trying to go to. And you have to make room for awesome new high vibe relationships and high vibe opportunities that are just going to take you to your next level. These cars are so funny. Everyone's like, what? Going way too slow. Like, we're going like a third of the pace that we normally go at. It's so funny. But it's just extra time to soak in this beauty. I have so many examples where I've given up something good or said no to something that seemed good, and then something way better ended up coming into fruition. Like, I remember, like, I got invited on this little camping trip, and it seemed really dope, and it seemed really really fun, and somehow my intuition was like, I don't know, man, like, that's a decent opportunity, but it's not like it's not fully with your soul tribe, and so I declined that, even though I had been wanting to go camping and stuff. And then, like, the very next day, I got invited to go camping with, like, a way more aligned group of people that were, like, really into similar stuff that I knew would be, like, you know, we'd be meditating and we'd be exercising, we'd be talking, having higher vibration conversations, versus, like, the other group, we would have just been, like, getting drunk or something, you know? So I could give countless examples of where I turned down something good and something better came. And I think it's just an act of self-love. It's an act of courage. It's an act of faith. And it's really respecting your worth and knowing your value. I said no to this free show because I know my value, and I know that I've been in this game for 10 years, and I'm one of the dopest performers in my region, and I have a good fan base and stuff. Like, I don't need to say yes to free shows just because I'm like, that's a scarcity mindset kicking in. If I say yes to things that are not in my highest good, it's like I'm just activating the vibration of scarcity. I'm on a frequency of there not being enough. You know, a scarcity mindset person would say yes to any show and when you're starting out, it's different. When you're first starting out, you're trying to get opportunities, and yeah, you should probably say yes to every show because you're trying to get stage experience. But when you're like me and you performed across the whole country and every state with all the biggest names, all the biggest venues, like, you don't need to say yes to free shows anymore at that level, because you just realize how abundant show opportunities are. Damn it, my homie called me in the middle of that recording, which interrupted it because I forgot to have my phone on Do Not Disturb like usual. So I have to pick up where I left off. But anyway, a scarcity mindset basically takes any opportunity, like, you know, whether it's money or relationship or whatever, you take whatever opportunity comes your way first because you're scared that that's all that you're going to get. You know what I mean? Like, I used to have this kind of scarcity mindset with relationships, with romantic partners. So I would basically hook up with, like, any woman who threw herself at me because I was like, I didn't know my worth. I didn't know how attractive and how awesome I was. So, like, oh, a girl wants me? Okay, sweet. I'm just going to take this because, like, that's probably the only girl that wants me right now. And I want to feel wanted. But as I raise my vibration, like, now I just turn down, like, 99.9% of all the females that try to holler at me, because they're just not in full alignment. You know, I'm sure they're amazing people, but they're not in full alignment with where I'm trying to go. And I'm not like, I don't have a scarcity mindset about it anymore. Like, oh, this is the only woman that's going to give me attention. Like, I'm just like, oh, there's billions of women out there, and, like, I'm only accepting the highest vibe. So it's Same thing with the shows. Like, I just know how abundant shows are. I don't need to accept low quality shows at shitty venues with whack promoters, or, you know, with no pay or whatever. Like, not to say this other offer was like any of those things, because it was a nice venue and nice promoter and everything, but I just know how abundant show opportunities are, so I'm not like needing to say yes to them, because I just know other stuff's going to come around, you know what I mean? It's probably going to come around even better. And just this little experience the other day reminded me of this, and how many times I've like said no to something and then something better came. Your ego will think you're like, oh, you're turning down opportunities. What are you doing? You're going to miss out. There's not going to be no one's going to want to work with you. And it's like, no, that's actually, you're respecting yourself, you know, like, let's take like an example of like a really successful doctor who has an amazing, abundant practice, and he's just thriving, and he's making millions of dollars or whatever. And, you know, some crackhead off the street comes in and wants some free work, and the doctor's not like, oh, okay, I need to schedule this appointment or else I'm not going to get appointments. So like, no, I got plenty of appointments. I don't have time to like do this free work. Like, I got all these people that have serious conditions that are really investing in my services, that are paying me my worth. And, you know, he doesn't need to say yes to something that's out of alignment. So, of course, you know, there's lots of good doctors out there that would probably hook up some patients in need. But anyway, you guys get my damn point. Give up the good to go for great. Know your worth. Respect your value. Say no to anything that is not in highest alignment, because everything you say yes to, you're saying no to something else. If I would have said yes to this show offer, I would have been saying no to a better show offer. If I say yes to a client that wants to work with me that can only pay me half price, I'm saying no to a client that wants to pay me full price. You know, just the other day, I had someone reaching out asking for a free ticket to my workshop because they feel really called to come and they just don't have the funds. And I said, you know what, this is a really limited, exclusive workshop. I would love to have you. However, there's only 50 people that can come to this workshop, so I can't just really give out free spots, because there's speakers, there's sponsors, there's a lot of people involved, and I need to make sure it's fair for everyone and everyone that's there. I'm also a big fan of like the mindset about the transformation begins with the transaction, and if people don't pay, they don't pay attention, and people get more value out of stuff that they put more skin in the game for. So if you invest in something, you're gonna pay more attention. And if I get a free ticket to an event, there's a good chance I might not even show up. And if I invest a lot of money, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be on time. The more I pay, the probably earlier I'll be, and the more I'm ready to pay attention, and like, I don't want to miss it. But I'm sure you've experienced something where you got a free ticket to a movie or a free something and you didn't end up using it. Oop, another airplane. Nice. Or you got, you know, someone gave you something for free and you didn't value it. Like, I've had these free ebooks online. You're like, sign up for my email and get my free ebook. And I never even download the damn ebooks or read them. But when I paid $120 for the Abundance Codes book, I read that thing front to back like 8 times, every single word, very intentionally, very present, very mindful of how I was consuming that book, because I put a lot of skin in the game. Like, that $120 was not cheap, especially for a book. So I got more value out of that than I would have if they gave it to me for free or for a cheaper price. So knowing that, I said no to giving someone a free ticket to my event, even though I love being the nice guy, and my ego's like scared that if someone asks me for something like that and I say no, they're gonna think I'm greedy, or they're gonna think I'm a dick, or or they're not gonna like me as much, and I want everyone to love me and think I'm so nice and generous. So like that would have been scarcity mindset if I had said yes to that. Might hear a bunch of cars in the background because I'm standing on Little Cottonwood Canyon Road. About to cross the street and go up to Lisa Falls, do some qigong and some grounding. It's a little meditation on top of the waterfall. But anyway, an abundant mindset doesn't say yes to anything that's not in like this highest good, because it just knows there's better stuff out there. You know, like, a woman who knows her value and knows her worth doesn't just go hook up or get married to like the first guy that tries to spit some game. It's like, she knows she's a badass, and she knows she's highly desirable and she's gonna hold out for the right dude, you know? I feel like I'm just kind of reiterating my point over and over again, so I'll let you guys go now, because you totally understand what my message is. Have the courage, have the faith to know your worth and do what's in highest alignment rather than just whatever comes your way, and you will be rewarded. You might think you said no to something and you might feel like you're missing out, and then boom, something way better comes in. So respect yourself, love yourself, go create an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you soon on another episode. Peace and blessings.